What's going on, guys? Welcome to our daily show where we discuss the fourth stimulus check update, daily news, what's going on in the United States, Washington, D.C., money, investing, and the next stimulus package, which will be $3.5 trillion or somewhere around there, might be negotiated down a little bit, will be the largest stimulus package ever. The third stimulus check package was $1.9 trillion. The next stimulus package has been announced at $3.5 trillion, almost twice the size. Although we have some moderate Democrats threatening the size of the $3.5 trillion, like Senator Joe Manchin and Kirsten Sinema. Dun, dun, dun. Threatening the size of this, saying they don't know if they want to vote for $3.5 trillion. They want it to be a little bit smaller. We're going to be talking about that, the $3.5 trillion stimulus package, and what is going on in our country here today. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe down below. New videos come out here on our channel every day. The US has now crossed over 40 million people officially testing positive. This is about 15% of the entire population of the United States. And this is only people that have tested positive and that medical professionals know about. If you've taken an at-home test and nobody knows about it, well, or if you tested positive and didn't take a test, well, you're not even included in this official number. The US has hit 40 million reported cases as the Delta variant has devastated many areas, according to data from Johns Hopkins University. There has been more than 648,000 deaths in the US, according to this data. In the last month alone, there has been more than 4 million new cases recorded in the US, along with more than 32,000 new deaths. The 7-day average case count last week was as high as it's ever been since January. The latest spike in cases has been caused by the highly transmissible Delta variant, which has quickly reversed progress the US has made in fighting heading into the new restrictions, such as mask mandates for individuals, has been implemented in some areas in order to fight the new surge in cases. Some school districts have had to partially or fully go remote after the new variant struck at the beginning of the school year, and more than 1,000 schools across the country have closed due to the outbreak since only July. Daily infections are up by more than 300% since Labor Day of last year. Yeah, up by more than 300%. And this is with 70% of the United States being with at least one of adults or children ages 12 and older who are able to be. This is with 70% of them being with at least one dose. Yeah, this Delta variant is no joke. President Biden said he is going to outline a new strategy for controlling the Delta variant on Thursday, and many are wondering what it's going to be. President Biden on Thursday will outline additional steps his administration is taking to get under control as cases and hospitalizations increase in pockets of the country. The president will deliver remarks laying out what a White House official describes as a six-pronged strategy to slow the spread of this Delta variant and boost rates. Yeah, so a lot of people are wondering, what is the president going to do, suggest, or mandate? Now, remember that mandatory are being done in several different areas of the country. Several different cities are doing this. The military is even requiring mandatory to be in the military. So, and we have multiple different cities like New York City that is requiring mandatory. If you want to enter a restaurant or indoor venue, you have to show your card. And the question is, what will the president be rolling out on Thursday? Will there be any new restrictions, mask mandates, mandatory? Well, I will keep you updated and we will see what is going to happen. Keep in mind that 2 out of 3 parents support school mask mandates as pediatric cases surge across the country. So 2 out of every 3 parents support a school mask mandate. Yeah, but 1 in 3 parents don't. So again, that's a difference of opinion. Keep in mind that there are countries around the world that are either in full-blown lockdowns or partial lockdowns like the US had last year. Australia is in a full-blown lockdown in certain parts of Australia. China has millions of people in certain cities under lockdowns, up to over 20 different cities has millions of people under lockdown. New Zealand is under lockdown, and multiple different countries are under a total or partial lock. Let me know your thoughts. Do you think the US could ever go under another lockdown? Here is House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, who is the leader of the House of Representatives, speaking on the $3.5 trillion next stimulus package, and also about Senator Joe Manchin trying to, dare I say, ruin the next stimulus package and also want it to be lowered. Here is House Speaker Nancy Pelosi.
What's your reaction to Joe Manchin calling for a strategic pause on the reconciliation effort?
Well, obviously, I don't agree. I'm pretty excited about where we are. Everybody's working very hard. The committees are doing their work. We're on a good timetable, and I feel very exhilarated by it. What you have to know is this is Build Back Better with women, and so our women members are not that the men aren't energized, but the women that see this as really transformative for women in the workplace, child care, universal pre-K, family medical leave, child tax credit. So spectacular.
How high will you be able to go in terms of a price tag?
Well, we're not, the number is the number, 3.5. We can't go above that. So
But you'll have to go below that.
I'm sorry?
You'll have to go below 3.5.
Why?
Because people like Joe Manchin and Christian Sinema say that's too much money.
Well, you have to go talk to the Senate about that, but we're going to pay for as much of it as possible.
Yeah, so Senator Joe Manchin has literally been getting an onslaught of attacks by both his fellow Democrats from the House and the Senate, and the White House. Both White House advisors, almost everybody is against Senator Joe Manchin. The only people that aren't against Senator Joe Manchin right now are Republicans. Yeah. Yeah, Republicans are actually siding with Joe Manchin because, well, Republicans are voting against this next stimulus package. It's kind of a weird political landscape right now. The political landscape is it's very interesting right now. But ultimately, Joe Manchin finds himself in a weird political position right now because his own political party is against him. He comes out and he says these weird things against his own party, which makes his own party kind of saying, "What are you doing? You're going to be the only person to vote against your own party." But ultimately, he rarely ever votes against his own party. It's almost like he does a little bit of grandstanding. It's a dog and pony show. And then ultimately he ends up voting with his own party. And we've seen this with the initial votes to vote with the fourth stimulus package. He voted yes on them. So the question is he doing this just for attention? Is he doing this just to be in the media? Is he doing this just to give interviews? Is he doing this just for the attention? Is he doing this just to, I don't know, you tell me. Or does he legitimately have a lot of concerns, and or is he doing this to grease his palms and to get some concessions at the end of the day? We do know that in the third stimulus check package, he did the same exact. And we do know that in the infrastructure package, a commission run by Joe Manchin's wife is going to get $1 billion of infrastructure. Yeah, so it's crazy how politics works. So is he doing this as just part of the negotiation process against his own party? Ultimately, I think that he'll vote yes. I don't think he's going to be the only Democrat to vote no. I think that would be a political, not a political good thing to do. I think that, especially because this is largely considered President Biden's signature package. I think that if he's the only Democrat to vote no when they need every single Democrat on this, and there's millions and millions of people that are waiting for stimulus, and there's going to be multiple different stimulus programs in this next package. Everything on this list, a possible fourth stimulus check, we actually talked about in the last video, potential how they could pay for $2,800 worth of stimulus checks by simple one tweak of the tax code. Remember, this next stimulus package is going to be different because they're actually paying for everything. And we actually just heard Nancy Pelosi say that this next stimulus package is actually going to be fully paid for, or almost fully paid for. Very different than the past three stimulus check packages, which nobody paid for. They just went on the national deficit. This next stimulus package and the infrastructure package are fully paid for or almost fully paid for. Very, very different. They're going to do this by raising corporate taxes, raising taxes on wealthy individuals making over $400,000, and lowering taxes on people making under $400,000, which is one of the provisions on this list. And what exactly lower taxes are going to be, we're going to find out. Whether those are going to be tax credits for people, adults. Remember, tax credits are basically checks that come back to you, tax refunds, tax credits, checks. Child tax credits, we all kind of know what those are. Those monthly checks going out to children right now of $250 to $300 per month. Remember that those go away at the end of this year. So if they don't pass this package, those monthly checks going out to $250 to $300 per month, $3,000 to $3,600 per year, going out to 65 million children. They say that those are going to take over 50% of children out of poverty, because they help children and their families pay for food, pay for clothing, pay for shelter, pay your rent. $250 to $300 is per month isn't a lot. It might be, but it helps you pay for food. It helps you pay for some necessities. If you have two children, $500 to $600 per month, it really helps out. It really helps out. It's not a lot, but it really helps out. An extra $6,000 a year I don't know. It might be a lot. You might consider it $6,000 a year is a decent amount. For some people it's a lot. That ends at the end of this year. That ends at the end of this year. So they need to pass this next package and extend that. So you could see here, number 5, child tax credits. They want to extend that in this next package. They also want to put an adult tax credit in this next package, which will likely be for adults making under $50,000. We don't know how much it's going to be and how much it's going to work yet until they write the bill and give us some wording and pass the bill. But there's likely going to be an adult tax credit and an extension of the child tax credit if and when they pass the bill. And that is the problem we're having right now, is we have some moderate Democrats like Joe Manchin, Kyrsten Sinema, and some moderate Democrats from the House that are literally threatening to not pass the bill. But on the other hand, there's plenty of money if and when they pass the bill for everything on this list, including 4 stimulus checks. Remember, they had a third stimulus check and a second stimulus check in there for bills. The second stimulus check was included in a bill that was less than $1 trillion. And the third stimulus check, which had the largest stimulus check ever of $1,400 for adults, $1,400 for children, and $1,400 for adult dependents and college students who didn't even receive stimulus checks from the first and second rounds. And it had the $3,000 to $3,600 child tax credits that were only for this 1 year. That was in a bill that was 1.9, and they also had $50 billion of rent assistance, mortgage assistance, utility assistance, internet assistance, SNAP assistance, all those other stimulus provisions, and there's even more that I'm not even mentioning at this moment. All that was in that $1.9 trillion stimulus package. This next package has been announced at $3.5 trillion. Now, they might negotiate it down a little bit to make people like Joe Manchin happy. I don't know, maybe it ends up at $3 trillion. But even at $3 trillion, that's still like 50% more than 1.9 trillion. And the 1.9 trillion had the largest stimulus checks ever at $1,400 for children, which was more than double than children got before. They only got $600 before. And it had the adult stimulus check, adult dependents, and it had the $3,000 to $3,600 child tax credits. And they're saying this next package is going to have an adult tax credit in there as well. So there's room for everything in this next package if they want to include it. But there's also going to be other items in there like Medicare 2.0, new Medicare benefits like hearing, dental, vision coverage, which the majority of seniors do not have, hearing aid coverage, denture coverage. I mean, going to the dentist alone just for a cleaning can be hundreds of dollars. Hundreds of dollars. Hearing aids can be $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 alone. And the majority of seniors just cannot afford it. They want to lower the Medicare eligibility age to age 60, and that'll I think that's for over 20 million people would now be eligible to get on. And those are benefits that would last forever. So if you're age 60, 65, 70, and all these new benefits they want to put in Medicare, these are benefits that would last forever. Forever. These new benefits, hearing, dental, vision, hearing aid, dentures. We don't know exactly how it's going to work, all these new benefits. There's also potential utility assistance, utility stimulus in there, internet assistance, that $50 per month that might be extended. They may have more programs like that in this next package. Remember, when we talk about a package of stimulus, there's all these little nooks and crannies of stimulus programs that are typically included in there. We've had rent assistance before, we've had mortgage assistance, SNAP assistance, utility assistance, internet assistance, and there could be new programs like that in this next package that we don't even know about yet. They could have new programs like that that we haven't even heard about yet. It could be included in this next package. So the nice thing is this next package is going to be the largest package ever. So there's room for everything. There's also going to be 2 years of free community college probably included in this next package, which will be a really great thing because college is expensive. $25,000 a year or more for most colleges at this point, which is not affordable for most people. So let me know your thoughts. I will keep you up to date with everything going on in our country, Washington, D.C., money, investing, and the next stimulus package. So make sure to subscribe down below. It's completely free to do so you don't miss out on new videos. Click the bell icon to all notifications to get reminder notifications,